Hey boys, it's HarmNone. Today we're going to be going over 34 secret locations or places you didn't know you could visit on the Grand Theft Auto Online map. For this list, we have a basic tier of places that most players are realistically going to know, an intermediate level where a lot of people are going to peter out, and the rare level that only a handful of players are actually going to know about. Before we get into the video, consider dropping a like and subscribing if you're new. Let's go ahead and get started off with the easy stuff. So first of all, when I think of a place that people claim is a hidden location, I think of the Cluck and Bell room in Paleto Bay. That has been a hidden location on every hidden location list that has ever existed in GTA Online's history on YouTube. This room basically consists of like one small little box with like a crate in it, and then there's also another small room just below it on top of the Cluck and Bell factory in Paleto Bay, on the western side. This room is pretty cool, but it's far from the level of cool of some of the stuff we're going to be going over later on this list, so stick around. Next up, we have the mineshaft, which at this point, if you don't know about the mineshaft, I'm not really sure what to say. This has been one of the most popular hidden locations in GTA Online since 2013. It's pretty cool. It's got a mine shaft that goes in through these doors. You have to blow them open with an explosive, and make sure you have another explosive because you're going to need to re-blow them open when you go back, chances are. This forks off into 2 different mine shafts, and from that it actually forks off into 3 more mine shafts, although those ones are pretty short. Overall, this is kind of a cool location, but it doesn't really go that far or that deep. There's not a whole lot to be seen in here, but it's still worth checking out if you never have before. I like it a lot, but everybody knows about it, so not exactly too rare. Next up, we have the cave. The cave is just behind the power plant on the eastern side of the map. And basically it's just a gigantic hole carved out with a small island in the middle. You can fly a plane in there like the F-160 Raju, like you can see me doing in the video right now. It's pretty cool. It's cool to take a boat there. It's kind of fun to go and have a little boat party in there or try to fly some planes around or whatever. Other than that though, nothing too special, and if you go dive around in the water, you're not really going to find much. It's pretty cool, but at the same time I feel like most people know about this by now, but nonetheless I thought I should mention it. Next up, we have the train station control rooms, and there's actually 2 of these. There's one at the power plant, which is right beside the cave, and there's also one at the quarry, which is just north of there. These are actually technically different. Each train station control room is a little bit different. The one at the quarry has a lot more detail packed into it. The one at the power plant has almost nothing inside other than one small little control panel. They're pretty cool. If you've never been in them, you should definitely go check them out, but honestly, not a whole lot to see. Next up, we have the airport interior on the south end of the airstrip. As you guys can see, you fly up to this terminal right here, you'll see a small hole in the roof, but if you land at the bottom of the stairs or land on the stairs and you go up them, you'll find a double door that you can go through. Usually there's going to be a couple of civilians chilling in there, sorry to them in advance, but this area is pretty cool. There's some vending machines in there. It's a neat little area to hide from your friends or hide from enemy players that don't know about the spot. Overall, pretty neat. A lot of people know about it now though, but we have some more rare stuff coming up, so stay tuned. The next interior is of course Pacific Standard. Everybody's been here probably. If you haven't been here, you should go check it out. It's worth a look around. It is pretty neat. It's got 2 levels to it. It's actually a pretty big space, and it's got 2 doors to get in or out. The main door on the corner, or there's a door just to the east. Pacific Standard is really, really cool looking. It's awesome in here. The detail inside the bank is just packed out. And on the enhanced version, I find it looks especially good. The lighting in here is just crazy looking. It's a super sick space. You should definitely come here with your friends and check it out. Next up, we have the military base tower, and although this one is a little bit more on the rare side, I still felt like it was on the tier of basic because I have seen a lot of people talk about this, make videos on it, go in there and everything like that, but it is still a very cool location, and it's actually very, very big. When you go inside the double doors, you'll notice there's a small like desk room where I would assume cadets are learning things at Fort Zancudo. There's a functioning opening elevator door. When you walk up to it, it will open up, and it's actually mirrored upstairs in the control tower as well, which is pretty cool. There's some other small rooms here and there, but going up the stairs in the control tower, none of the doors are enterable, unfortunately. But once you get to the 6th floor, you'll be able to exit out into a small viewing area. There's usually going to be a couple of military personnel there that are going to be standing around. But then you can go up to the tip top of the control tower where you have a 360-degree view. This area is really cool. A lot of details on the computer screens and everything like that. The view is awesome. You can see like a major in there or a colonel or something like that. It's a pretty cool space, and honestly, I don't feel like a lot of people actually end up going here that often, but it is a pretty cool spot to hold out from the police or the military for as long as possible, or just to check out in your spare time. Overall, very cool area. Definitely check it out. Heading back down to the city, we have Devin Weston's hangar, which has an interior and a back door. Now, many people will know about this because of a business battle that takes place here in GTA Online, but if you didn't know about this, it is available beyond the business battle. You can go here whenever you want, which is kind of rare because this is one of the only locations where you have to go into a building, and that building is actually enterable at all times. This back door you can go through on the north side of the hangar, and it'll take you all the way out into the middle of Devin Weston's hangar. Now, I took a look around here. I was pretty sure there's nothing else you could do, but there's no other enterable doors or anything like that. But there is this pretty cool tunnel, which is awesome. Got some cargo in there and some things like that, some vending machines, all that good stuff. It is a pretty cool area. Honestly, kind of underrated. I feel like this almost escaped the basic level, but it is still kind of basic at the end of the day. Next up, we have this island on the northwestern side of the map. I've known about this since 2013. I actually found it myself before I ever watched a YouTube video on it. It's got a fireplace outside of it. It's got some vines. It's very overgrown, definitely very much so abandoned, but it is cool. There's some little details. The lamp in the top left-hand corner of the hut on the island kind of looks creepy, but kind of cool at the same time. Overall, it's a very neat little hut. There's a few missions that take place here. You should come and check it out for yourself. This island is also a lot of fun, and fun fact, if you want to PvP other players, they will probably most of the time keep respawning on this island. Don't ask me how I know. Now, an area that a lot of people forgot about because it took place so early on in the story mode of GTA 5 is this construction area near Ponsonby's and in the Rodeo Drive sort of area of Rockford Hills. Now, you can actually get up to the rooftops of all these buildings. A lot of people don't seem to know that, but it's pretty cool. There's a lot of detail up there, and you can just climb up these ladders. You have to do this weird sort of pistol walk thing so that you walk straight and slow so that you can kind of balance on this little wooden platform, but then there's these ladders you can go up, and you can get right up to the tip top of the roof. That roof is actually pretty large. There's a lot of space around there. You can go and hide from your friends, whatever, hide from other players. It's a pretty neat spot, and I honestly feel like it's pretty underrated. Next up, we have kind of a weird spot, and this one actually has a few little details surrounding it, so we're just going to get started with the main one. Right beside Mazebank Tower and the Arcadius Business Center, as well as the parking garage, there's actually this building with these two escalators. Now, you can actually climb up the escalators and go onto this sort of deck that would otherwise be the entrance to the building, if of course it was enterable, which of course it's not. You can actually go behind the escalators though and hide from your friends, which is pretty cool. Going around the building, there's also two more hiding spots. It's got these two little hidey holes off to the left and the right, but mainly there's this other one that you go around the building to the left. There's a tunnel that kind of goes into the building a little bit, and then there's an offshoot to the right as well, as you guys can see here. Now, I recently discovered this in a manhunt that's actually coming out tomorrow, so check that out if you're interested in it. This is a really, really cool spot to hide from your friends if they're chasing you, or some enemies or anything like that, and you can definitely use this spot to your advantage because not many people are going to expect it, and not many people also know that there's another entrance to the red parking garage right here as well. A second entrance, or I guess technically a third entrance. So that's pretty cool. Next up at the Los Santos Gas Company, there's actually these gigantic silos or gas tanks that you can actually climb right to the top of. Now, I think there's a mission that takes place here in story mode if I remember correctly, but I could be mistaken. But you can go up about 100 flights of stairs and you'll eventually get to the very tip top of this thing. You can also jump down and get onto some of the gas containers here, and you can have a good walk around. The view from up there is pretty insane, so pretty cool. Now, right across from the gas plant, there's actually a secret tunnel that not many people know about that goes into the train tunnel that runs underneath the street that passes right in front of the Los Santos car meet. This tunnel is super good for getting away from people, and not many people expect it. For example, if you're getting chased in that tunnel and you can manage to remember where this offshoot tunnel that goes out to the end of the LS River is, it is a great getaway location. It's also really good for hiding from griefers, and not that many people know about this, I feel like, so it's definitely something to use to your advantage. And you can drive all the way right up to it from the Los Santos Riverside or from the tunnel side as well. Very cool, definitely got to check this one out and keep it in your back pocket in case you ever need it. Now, this one's not really a secret location. This is just one that I feel like nobody has ever gone to. In fact, I think I went up here for the first time this year, but this is the building at the very southern end of Elysian Island. Now, there's these two warehouses you can pass through. Everybody's kind of seen that through a heist prep or a mission or something like that. But did you know you can actually climb up these ladders and then climb up these staircases and go right to the top of this building? And on top of the building, it's a gigantic space with honestly not much up there, but it's kind of cool to go to a location like this that you've just never really even considered as a possible spot to get to without an aircraft. And then you can also climb on top of the water tower that's sitting on top of this building. Pretty cool spot. I don't know, maybe I'm just crazy, but I think this is actually pretty dope, and I plan to go here more in the future. Now, also at the docks, you can go onto the cranes that go over top of the freighter at the main Los Santos dock. This is pretty cool. There's actually ladders on all of the cranes here, and you can get up to the top of all of them. These are a great spot to hold out from the police. I would highly recommend it for that. Plus, you can also jump down onto the freighter from up here, which is also pretty cool. These things are big as hell, man. They're super big, they're super tall, they're a lot of fun to go up and just explore around. A lot of people probably know about this, but at the same time, a few people probably don't, so I thought I'd mention it. And last but not least, for the easy tier of things, we have the pier buildings at the Los Santos docks, kind of on Elysian Island, I guess technically it would be. There's actually quite a few enterable buildings around here. The main one is this one. It's got multiple floors. It's got this huge area with these catwalks going all around it. This is a great spot to hide and troll your friends at. You can also access the roof of this building pretty easily as well, if I recall correctly. This building is super awesome though. There's a lot of good hiding spots, a lot of elevation changes, a lot of spots to hide. Now, it is pretty much perfectly symmetrical, so not too awesome in terms of variation, but it is a cool building to hide in nonetheless. And with that, guys, we have completed the basic level of things. Now we're going to move on to the intermediate tier, where we're going to find some spots that not many of you guys are going to be aware of. At least not nearly as many of you are going to be aware of these as you were in the basic level. Getting started, we have the submarine northeast of Mount Gordeau. I made a video on this a few years ago. It's actually my favorite video that I've ever made. I'll link it in the description down below if you guys are interested in it. But this submarine has been blown apart from the middle, and you can swim right up to the thing. It's just off the coast of Mount Gordeau on the northeastern side of the map. This location is super cool. There's not a whole lot that you can see in the submarine, especially with its 2013 textures and everything like that, but it is kind of a cool location to go to. And I'm not going to drone on about it for too long, it's just kind of neat. Not many people have probably been to it either because it's super remote, so I definitely recommend checking it out if you guys are interested. The next spot I actually learned from my friend NPC. We did an in-game version of GTA's GeoGuessr that you guys have probably seen Dark Viper AU play and other people like that. And NPC found this crazy spot inside of this industrial warehouse right across the street from the garment factory. So, pretty cool spot. You can either access it from the ground or from going onto the roof, but it's this cool little interior area with a staircase, and it's just kind of neat. It's a cool spot to hide from your friends. A lot of people won't know about this one, so you can definitely troll your friends pretty easily with this spot, I feel like. I have been told that there's a bail office mission that takes place there. That goes to show how much I played with the bail office, because it sucks. But there you have it. Our next location takes us to the Mile High Club. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are going to know about this, but if you didn't know, on the crane that you can climb right up to the tip top of the Mile High Club, if you pause about halfway up and get out on this smaller rooftop, there's actually a middle level to Mile High that you can access. You can walk right in, there's construction equipment everywhere. There's actually a schedule for the completion of the Mile High Club inside it as well on a calendar, which I thought was hilarious and I took a few minutes to zoom in on and have a look at. But this location's pretty cool. It's a great spot to hide from people. Not many people know about the middle section of the Mile High Club, and there's actually some more rare floors than this, but the middle section I feel is the least utilized. Now at the top of Mile High, there's also like 3 more floors of stuff that you can explore up there. Overall, Mile High has a lot of stuff hidden and a lot of stuff that people haven't really taken much time to explore probably, but I feel like the middle level is probably the coolest spot on the Mile High Club. So I would recommend checking this out if you never have before. Next up, we have this house that's under construction in Paleto Bay. This isn't exactly like the coolest spot ever, but I felt like not that many people know about it. Honestly, probably because nobody cares. But this house is under construction and it's got this scaffolding with these tarps up that you can hide behind. And I've actually used this in one of our infection videos to hide in, and it made a great hiding spot. There's multiple levels to the scaffolding. There's the ground floor, middle floor, and then there's the top floor as well. This house isn't anything special or anything like that. I just kind of thought this was a neat spot that many people probably haven't explored. Up next though, we have a interior on the Cypress warehouse building. Many of you will not have seen this. In fact, I just discovered this like literally last month with my friends during a hide and seek. I was hiding from my friends. I was on the Cypress warehouse roof and I discovered that there was a door open. I was like, what the hell is this? And I walked in there and boom, it's got this little interior section, which is, I guess, how you're supposed to get up to the roof, which I never pictured in my mind. I never took the time to explore this. I never even knew it existed. But I thought this was a pretty cool spot, and I thought that I should share it with you guys because I don't think in all my years of playing GTA and watching GTA YouTube, I've ever seen anybody talk about this. So let me know if you knew about this spot, but I thought this one was super cool. Speaking of another spot that I had no idea about, at the Quartz building, there's this cool entryway, which many of you will know about and many of you won't know about. But did you know that you can actually get up to the second level of this entryway? I didn't know until we just did my video that came out on Friday this week, where my friend Josh was hiding up here. No idea you could even get there. You have to jump down to it and basically have like a crash landing on it, but it's a really cool hidden spot that I don't think many people know about at all. This was the first time I'd seen this, and I have loved the Quartz building for a long time. I always thought it was a neat area, but I had no idea you could even get up here. I didn't know this was even an option. But anyway, pretty cool nonetheless. Next up, we have the doors on top of the fridge unit, as we refer to it. But there's also a door down below. Now there's this hidden garage door, first of all, when you're driving through the tunnel that goes underneath the fridge unit building. This garage door will open up when you drive up to it, or when you walk up to it, you can walk inside. And if you go right to the back wall, it will close itself as well. Now up on top of this building, there's also this helipad, and there's two enterable doors up here. The first one is within this blue section here, and it's this tiny little room with a window. You can go in there, pretty cool. Then you can also go down the stairs, and there's another door that goes into below the helipad, which is pretty sweet. Not many people know about this. I didn't know about this until a few days ago, which is kind of crazy to me, but pretty cool spots nonetheless. Now next up, we have another hidden spot at the airport. Not many of you will know about this. In fact, I feel like I might have known about this a long time ago and then I just forgot. But if you climb the stairs on the western side of the airport at the main terminal building, but on the back side, like where the helicopters spawn, you can actually open up these double doors, and there's a pretty massive interior section in this building. You go in, there's a set of stairs, you can go up them, you take a left, you go down this big hallway that's got a lot of space in it, and there's some more stairs you can go up, and this will actually lead you up to the airport roof. Now there's multiple ways to get up to the roof, but I feel like not that many people have probably even explored on top of the airport to begin with, but I thought that this was a super cool spot. This is super dope. You guys have got to come here and you got to explore the rooftop of the airport, guys. There's so much detail and hidden stuff up there that many people will have never ever seen other than just passing over in a helicopter or a plane. But if you get up close and personal, there's actually a lot of detail, which is pretty cool. Next up, we're going up to the Rockford Hills area, and we have this building, which is referred to as the library, I do believe. It's right beside the fire hall near the Rodeo Drive sort of area. Now this actually has a second floor to it that you can go up to, and it's actually got a third floor on top of that you can access by the ladders. The ladders will lead you to the tip top of the building, in which you can actually go over to the town hall on, which is pretty sweet as well. A huge area to explore overall, a lot of detail up there, a lot of vents, a lot of air conditioning units, stuff like that. I know that's not exactly the most exciting stuff ever, but I think it's pretty cool. I've never really been up here too much, and I thought it was a cool spot, so definitely check it out. And that's gonna do it for the intermediate level. Now we're gonna talk about some really rare spots that I feel like we're gonna lose some of you guys on here. I feel like some of you guys are not gonna know about any of these spots, or at least that you wouldn't have considered even going to them. Getting started started, we have the top of the freighter at the Los Santos docks. Now you can actually climb all over this freighter and explore it like pretty decently, but you can actually climb up the stairs on either side and get up to the tip top of the freighter, which is pretty cool. The view's insane. This is right below those blue cranes that we talked about a little bit earlier. This is a cool spot, not exactly like that rare or that hard to really come up with, but I feel like most people won't have even thought of going up here in the first place, which is why I wanted to mention it. Next up, we have this rooftop patio near the Luxury Autos building on the Moores Mutual building. And this was added, it must have been recent because it is very, very detailed. There's a rooftop bar here, there's a cabana, there's lights, there's planter boxes, there's a bunch of people on the roof, there's a hot tub. This is a super cool spot, man, and I don't know when this was added. I feel like it might have been added when Enhanced came out, but this is a super dope spot that I pretty much guarantee not many people have seen, because who's flying around up here, and especially this close to be able to actually spot this? I noticed this with NPC a few months ago, and we both thought it was a super dope spot, so I wanted to mention it in this video. You guys should definitely come up here and check it out for yourselves. Next up, we have a spot that was shown to me by my friend Josh, or Bosch, on YouTube. And this is a glitch spot, and it's right near the garment factory. You have to get up on top of this building, but you can jump through this window that shouldn't be a window, and you can actually get into the interior of this building. It's completely glitched, it's crazy looking and everything like that, but it's a great spot to hide from griefers or your friends or anybody who's trying to harm you. This is a super cool spot. We just learned about this, like I said, and I think it's pretty sweet. Next up, we have the grain silos just north of the Cypress warehouse. Did you know you can actually get on the top of these? And there's actually a massive area to explore on the top of them. I didn't know until about a year ago, but this is actually a super cool spot. There's ladders everywhere. You can get right to the tip top of these grain silos. You can hide from your friends, shoot at other players, defend your position from the cops, whatever you want to do. This is a super cool area to do it in, and there's way more to this than I can even show in this video because it would take way too long. In fact, most of the industrial area is like this, and I really recommend spending some time around there and just taking a look around. It's actually crazy when you start exploring this map how much stuff there is. But you can get right up to the top of these grain silos. There's a walkway. You can climb all the way to the south side right beside the Cypress warehouse area, and then you can jump off with a parachute and you'll be totally fine. Pretty cool spot. Definitely recommend checking this out. I can't believe it took me this long to figure it out. Next up, we have a hedge that you can actually get inside of, but it's not the one you're thinking of up by the reservoir of those houses. That's probably the most famous hedge spot that you can get into, but this one is actually along the main road to go up to the hills. That's very twisty, that passes by Tequila La. This one you have to go over into this person's yard and jump up on this retaining wall, and then you can fall in between the wall and the hedge. Now, I actually know about a bunch of spots like this that I can show you guys in a future video if you want to see that, so maybe comment a 1 down below if you want me to do that at some point, and I will do it. But this is a cool spot. You can hide from your friends, you can troll them super easily from here. What I like about it is that you can jump out of it super quick, so like if your friends were looking for you in a helicopter, you could jump out and shoot a couple bullets at them and then jump back in before they would even probably notice. It's a really cool spot. Not much you can really do from here necessarily, but it's a great hiding spot, so I'd recommend trying it out on your friends. Next up, going back to right by that glitch spot that I just showed you guys, by the garment factory, we have this interior of this building that I had not seen before in my life until yesterday when we did an infection here. There's these pipes that you can climb up on by jumping on top of this garbage pile. There's also a way you can get here from the highway, which is how I learned about this spot, but there's a small interior through this window that you can jump in here, and as you guys can see, it's a decently big space, and you can actually jump out the window on the other side and climb a ladder up to the roof of this building as well. This building's crazy. It's got a little bit of a hole in the roof, which is obviously going to be a problem if you're hiding from aerial vehicles, but if you stick to the shadows, you should be okay. I thought this was a super cool spot, and I definitely wanted to show you guys. I've never seen anybody else talk about this on YouTube. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think this is a super cool spot. In the junkyard, there's a glitched spot within this vent on this rooftop. You have to go up to it, and it's a little bit tricky. My character was also bugging when I was trying to film this, but you can walk into this vent from this one side, and if you press Q or you crouch on the cover, you will almost be entirely invisible inside of this vent, which is pretty crazy. Definitely a cool spot. definitely something I've never seen anybody else talk about, but I thought I would mention it briefly on this list. Next up, we have the interiors at the St. Fiacre Medical Facility. First of all, there's this fireman's tower, which you can climb right up to the top floor of, and there's an interior on each level of it. Not that it's the greatest interior ever, but I don't think I've ever seen anybody else talk about this. Also on the other side of this, there's actually the fire hall, which is one of many that you can get into in GTA Online, but you can actually walk right inside here. There's some firefighters in here, as you guys can see. What seems to be like a blood stain or an oil stain from the fire truck on the floor. I'm not really sure what happened there. But also at St. Fiacre here, there's a multi-level parking garage, and there's a parking garage that goes under the St. Fiacre Medical Facility. Plus, there's an interior staircase that you guys can take here to get up to the second level, and then there's ladders from there that can get you up to the roof. And this area is also super heavily detailed, and I just really didn't expect it, to be honest. I had never messed around here. I'd never even really gone here in the first place until we did an infection in this location, and it's actually a very, very cool spot, and I definitely recommend checking it out for yourselves. It's a pretty cool area. But my favorite spot on the list, and the spot that I would be so willing to wager that none of you will know, is this weird little balcony spot that you can get to by climbing up on this building just north of the La Mesa nightclub location. You climb up on these rooftops, you get all the way over here, and then you're gonna have to take a gun out, preferably at least, and aim it down so that you can slowly move off the top of the roof and land where you need to land. Then you have to fall gracefully through these holes in the balconies, and once you get down to the bottom, it's actually partially in a tree, and if you have a green outfit of some sort, you can blend in so unbelievably well here. It's pretty crazy. We found this during an infection, and we were trolling with this spot. It's hilarious, and it's a very good spot to hide from people, and the amount of stuff you can see too, while also being very hidden, is pretty damn good. So if you want to troll your friends, this is a great location to do it in, and I would highly recommend it. But anyway, guys, there you have it. Those are 34 secret locations or hidden places that you didn't know existed in GTA Online. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I would love to make more of this style of content, so if you guys do want to see that, please let me know in the comment section down below, because I love this sort of stuff, and exploring the details of the GTA 5 map, I think it's just fascinating, but maybe I'm just a crazy nerd and maybe I need to stop. Let me know in the comment section down below if you want to see more of this. I really enjoyed making this video. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, dislike if you didn't, consider subscribing if you guys are new, and with that being said, I will see you all in the next video. Until then, take care. Peace.